I've been craving this dish for 2 weeks. We finally get to make it, and once you taste it, you're going to be wanting it every day. Today, we are in for a treat. I've been looking forward to this recipe for 2 weeks since I came back from holiday, and yes, it was lovely, thank you for asking, because this recipe takes us to the regions of Trentino Alto Adige, which is where the Dolomite mountains are. And it's a fantastic recipe full of local flavors, and the ingredients are those that you can actually find in your local Italian deli, so you can make it regardless of where you are at the moment. And it's super quick, and it's super delicious, and if you know my channel, I love quick and delicious recipe. So let's start talking about the ingredients. You can start with your favorite choice of pasta. We're gonna use a little bit of butter and cream. Yes, it's not gonna be a very light recipe. We're gonna have some shallot, some salt, some gorgonzola. I chose a sweet gorgonzola. You can choose spicy if you like. And then the star of the show, which is this. This is called Speck, and it's typical from Trentino Alto Adige. And I know it kind of looks like a prosciutto, but it's not quite. It's seasoned and it's dried, kind of like a prosciutto, but then this is smoked. So it's got some extra flavor, complexity of flavors, and it's lean, mean, fantastic eating machine. That doesn't even make any sense. Anyway, it's delicious, and you actually can find it, not always as a block like I have now. Often it's already sliced for you, but you can buy that and do the recipe anyway. And then we're gonna use a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, just a splash. For this recipe, I'm gonna use Don Carlo from Pasto della Palomba, but you can use other variety. I mean, this is just my favorite. So if you haven't tried it, by the way, go check it out. And to finish off, a handful of walnuts. This recipe is actually pretty quick, as I just said, so you can start by boiling the water if you're particularly hungry. Because peeling shallots and onions on camera is really boring, I'm gonna skip this bit. Quick slice of the shallot, and we chop them nice and fine. And once it's nice and fine, this is done. In a pan with low heat, our butter, splash of olive oil, and we'll let it melt. When the butter is melted, we add the shallot, and when the shallot is cut so thinly, it will melt away into our mixture. The heat remains low, and now we get to prepare the speck. With the speck, we're gonna cut 2 thin slices, and similar to the prosciutto, at the bottom, there is the skin. This one we don't eat, so we just cut it out. To our slices, we cut it in half again, and into little strips. This is similar to when we make carbonara. Okay, let's give one a taste. So good. In Trentino for the aperitivo, they will cut big chunks of this, some nice local cheese. They are famous for their spumante, the Italian sparkling wine, and serve it with ice cold spumante. My God, it's absolutely amazing. And those areas of Italy, the mountains, the lakes, the valleys, it's fantastic both in the winter for skiing, but also in the summer for walks, going with the bike. It's fantastic. All right, ooh, this is so good. Okay, enough eating. And with the shallot bronzing, we add this back. We want this to be a little bit more crunchy. We want some of the fat to release into the pan. For the pasta, salt the water, make sure it's in a rolling boil, and we add the rigatoni. And here we keep turning it from time to time. And when the pieces are nice and crunchy, that's done. And at this point is when we add the gorgonzola and our cream, which is gonna help to melt it. You can't exactly call this dish light, but you have to imagine this is eaten after a day of skiing or a day of trekking. So your body's tired, it wants comfort food, it needs nutrients, and it wants to be happy. And this recipe does exactly all of that. Very happy. And now that it's nearly done, we get to prepare our walnuts. So these ones, they go in a pan. And after a couple of minutes of toasting, and the toasting is done to enhance the flavor of our nuts. Chop them up. And they get to be added here. Got all this creamy deliciousness. And then, as we always do it, last couple of minutes in the sauce. So everything gets to be mixed together. We are enhancing the flavor, we are adding creaminess, and when you add creaminess, you add happiness. And we give it a mix. From time to time, a little water, until the pasta is perfectly cooked al dente. Mix it together, this helps the emulsion. And now the pasta is done, and we got to plate it. The colors are incredible. And this is an absolute bomb of flavor. You can top it off with some fresh pepper if you want, and a sprinkle of grana padano. Up there we use grana padano, not parmigiano reggiano. And this is absolute poetry. And the wait is finally over and we get to eat it. Look at this. It's got a bite, it's got speck, it's got the walnuts. Best thing ever. I really hope you try it. Leave me a comment, tell me how it is. Buon appetito!